Lindsay from Fit and Fabulous, and today I'm gonna show you how to make 3 super delicious protein ball recipes. So these are 3 recipes that are super easy to make. They are super delicious. My sister's actually been like begging me to make more of these protein balls. And they're full of like really good protein and really healthy fat. So they're actually gonna keep you fuller for longer, which is like super important. So if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Lindsay and I am from Fit and Fabulous, and I make videos like this every single Thursday. So I make videos on weight loss, I do delicious recipes, I do fun reviews, I do like lots of really cool things on this channel. So be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the notifications so you guys never miss a video like this in the future. As well as if you guys do like this type of video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And then that way I know to make more videos like this in the future. So let's get started with the very first recipe. So the very first thing that we are gonna need for our birthday cake protein balls is 3 scoops of vanilla cake flavored protein powder. Now, I personally like to use LadyBoss Lean because I have found that it is one of the best tasting protein powders that I've tried, and I swear I've tried like a gazillion of them. And it is only 100 calories per scoop, so that is a bonus. Now, if you don't have LadyBoss Lean, that's okay. Just make sure that you do get the vanilla cake flavored protein powder because that is like a key ingredient in this recipe. The next thing we're gonna need is 1 tablespoon of Swerve, and this is a sugar replacement, and this is just for a little bit extra sweetness. Swerve actually has 0 calories because it's made with erythritol. I think that's how you say it. I always say it wrong. I like to use this because it doesn't have a bitter aftertaste or anything, and literally just tastes like sugar, and I just got that at my local grocery store. Next we need is 4 tablespoons of coconut flour, and so I just got this at my local grocery store, just like the Swerve that you just seen previous. So the coconut flour is just for a little bit more substance to the protein balls, and it just kind of gives it like a good flavor. Next we need is 2.5 tablespoons of coconut oil. So the coconut oil is gonna help basically bind all the ingredients together, and plus it is gonna add some extra healthy fat to our protein balls. So yeah, so all we need is 2.5 tablespoons of coconut oil to our recipe. Next, we want to add some water. So we are going to be adding 5 tablespoons of water to our birthday cake protein balls. So again, this just helps bind all the ingredients together, and I just basically just use tap water. Next we need is a 1/2 teaspoon of butter flavoring, and so this really gives it that birthday cake flavor. So this butter cake flavoring, I just got it like my local bulk food store, and just like the baking section, like there's a huge baking section there, so that's where I picked it up. And then we need to mix everything together. So mix it up as good as you can. Then we were gonna add some sprinkles to it because we can't have birthday cake protein balls without sprinkles. And we're gonna mix it up a little bit more, and then basically this recipe makes 9 protein balls. You wanna mix it up, and then you divide it into 9 different pieces, and then you can add a few more sprinkles if you want to make it just like look a little bit prettier. Fridge for at least an hour, and that way it kind of like hardens like the protein balls up a little bit more, and then you can just kind of like stack them in like a to-go container or whatever you want to put them in. And ta-da! There you have it, birthday cake protein balls. Don't they look delicious? So next on the list is chocolate brownie protein balls. So again, for this recipe, we are gonna use 3 scoops of vanilla cake protein powder. So we wanna make sure that we have 3 scoops in there. Next, we need 1 tablespoon of Swerve. Now in this recipe, we're gonna be using cocoa. This is just plain cocoa. It's not hot chocolate. It's literally just like that plain cocoa. So we are gonna be using 2 tablespoons of cocoa in this recipe. And then because we are using cocoa, in the coconut flour, we're only gonna be using 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. This is a little bit different than the first recipe, just because that we added cocoa to this recipe. And of course, now we need 2.5 tablespoons of coconut oil. So add that into the mixture. Next, we need 4 tablespoons of water. And 1/2 teaspoon of butter in this recipe. And mix. So now I actually like to add a little bit of coconut oil to my hands, probably just like 1/2 teaspoon or something, just like a tiny bit. And so I rub it on my hands, and then that way when I go to pick up the protein ball dough, it doesn't actually stick to my fingers. So that's like a key thing to note. Then you want to grab a plate. And so of course you want to divide it into little balls, and then you can make it look all nice and pretty by adding some chocolate chips to the outside. So this is going to make them look all nice and pretty on the outside. And again, you want to put the protein balls in the fridge for at least an hour. That way, again, they harden up, and then you can basically store them in like any kind of container that you want to. Look at how pretty they look. Okay, we're on to the last one. So chocolate peanut butter protein balls. So in this recipe, of course, we're going to start with our base. We're going to need 3 scoops of the vanilla cake protein powder. So 3 scoops back into the bowl. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of Swerve. I don't know if you guys can see a pattern happening here. We are going to use 2 tablespoons of cocoa. And then we are going to use 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. So about 2.5 tablespoons if you guys can resist. I know I am totally a peanut butter lover. Then we're going to use 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. Again, we reduce the coconut flour in this recipe as well because we do have the cocoa in here. And 3 tablespoons of water. We want to mix that bad boy up. Mix, 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 mix. And so I did notice it was a little bit dry when I was mixing it up. So if you guys do find that the dough is like a little bit dry, you can add just like a little bit more water. So I just added a tablespoon more water. So you want to keep mixing. And of course I did the same as this recipe. So I just took a tiny bit of coconut oil, put it on my hands so it doesn't stick when I pick up the dough. Just kind of work it a little bit more with my hands. And you get over a plate, and then you divide them up, roll them up, and put them on the plate. And voila, we have chocolate peanut butter protein balls. Ta-da! So I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you later. Love you. Bye.